I'm here with Service Alberta Minister Nate Glubish to celebrate a very important victory for victims of crime. Minister Glubish introduced Bill 28 to protect victims of crime from those who have been convicted of serious sex offenses, including pedophiles. Why don't you tell people more about the bill?
Sure.
Okay?
Well, thanks, Premier. So Bill 28 is an amendment to the Vital Statistics Act to make it illegal for convicted sex offenders to change their names, hide in our communities, and hide from their past. Now, this is extremely important, Premier. I learned a few months ago that we had a loophole in our legislation that allowed this to happen. That's unacceptable. It is not safe for our communities, and it puts families at risk. So I got to work quickly at putting forward some amendments to this legislation to fix this problem. And you know, when I was talking with some of the child advocacy centers that support survivors of sexual violence, they were shocked that this was allowed. They are so supportive of what we're doing. Cheryl Diebel, for example, who's the CEO of the Zebra Child Protection Center here in Edmonton, even told me that within a week of me bringing this to her attention, she had a file across her desk of a family that was subject to this exact instance of a convicted sex offender having changed their name and reoffending. So it does happen here in Alberta. It shouldn't, and this is a practical step that we were able to take as a government to make Alberta communities safer.
So the bill just passed the legislature last night, and it will be going to the Lieutenant Governor to be signed into law through royal assent in the near future, in the next few days. And I really want to commend Nate for his good work. This was not something that we actually ran on in the platform. It's a gap in our law that Nate became aware of. I think when you saw Saskatchewan bring forward similar legislation, we're now the second province in Canada to have done so, and it all happened because of his good initiative. Nate's also written to his counterparts across the country asking that every province follow the lead of Saskatchewan and Alberta, because ultimately this will only be fully effective if other provinces follow our example. Otherwise, convicted pedophiles and serious sex offenders could just jump from one province to another, changing their name. So I've also raised it with all of the premiers, and we'll be lobbying them very hard at the Council of the Federation in September in Quebec City to follow Alberta's example. So Nate, congratulations to you and your team for getting this done very quickly. I believe it will likely save lives. It will certainly save people from the lifetime trauma of these kinds of sexual crimes, and it's just, I think, a wonderful initiative on the part of Alberta. Congratulations.
Well, thanks for your support in this, Premier, and thank you for raising it with your colleagues across the country. You know, taken together with what our government has already done on passing Clare's Law to protect those who are at risk of domestic violence, to be able to get access to information about their intimate partner's history of domestic violence. Taken together with what we've done with the legislation we passed to protect Albertans from human trafficking, along with the task force we set up and inviting Alberta country music legend Paul Brandt to lead that, to advocate to protect Albertans. This is just one more step forward in protecting Albertans and keeping our communities safe.
Thank you.